Welcome back, Media
Your
Junkies.
fault. You counted down too early.
No.
We're back with another episode of the Media Junkies. We'll get into small talk, and this episode is gonna be, from the title, as you know, it's gonna about nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
stuff-
is, I mean, obviously we're not old enough to experience nostalgia yet, but just like the idea of.
What do you mean we're not?
no, we definitely are.
People always like. I don't know. I've always been like.
If it's in your childhood, then yes.
I've always debated this because we are technically adults now, but I'm always like, man, I'm only nostalgic for like the Wii, and everyone's like, you can't be nostalgic for the Wii. It's, you know, it's only.
I feel like you can be nostalgic. I'm nostalgic to a year ago.
Listen.
Like my
Yeah.
mostly because my life a year ago was like peak life,
Yeah.
but it, like you know,
I feel like it's got kind of a like a
If
an
you-
ambiguous definition.
yeah, I guess.
If
so.
you can be nostalgic about Fortnite, then you can be
Yeah.
nostalgic about anything that happens.
I want to put that on my wall. If you can be nostalgic about Fortnite, you can be nostalgic
But
about
yeah,
anything.
like, it's the stuff that we probably experienced when we were kids is really old and is pretty old now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 20 next year. He's already gonna be 20.
You're gonna be 20 next year. Are you?
I
Yeah.
am 20.
I'm gonna be 19 this
You
year.
are 20?
I am 20.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
You're 20
gonna-
years old.
You're gonna be. I
I'm
said you're gonna be
gonna
20. Yeah, you're gonna be. Oh, you're already. Oh, yeah.
I
you're
am
already-
20.
You're 20 years old. That's
I
so
am.
weird.
Loser!
Yes.
You're in.
I was just saying, as
not
in
even,
you're
like,
gonna be.
It came so fast, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna be 20 this year. I didn't know
It's
when.
so weird. Like
No, like
no, I know. I
am 20 right now. I
I-
will be 21.
I know.
Yes.
I'm
so you're
just
able to drink alcohol,
saying.
making you 3
I'll be
drunk.
20. I'll be 20 next year.
Mhm.
Luke will be 19.
I'm the baby, like, I
next
can't-
year. What a loser, bro.
What the heck? I didn't know you were 20.
Media will be drinking alcohol, and you'll be sitting there. "Ooh, goo, 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 goo,
Well, I'm
goo,
never
goo,
drinking
goo."
alcohol. I'm never gonna drink alcohol.
I'm kidding.
so.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
Other than catch that episode.
yeah. 3 Media Junkies.
But yeah.
It's so weird. I didn't like you being not like a teenager is weird. like you being not in like
I
your
know.
teens is
I'm
like
19, you know?
you're 20.
I'm
I always thought of like people who were in their 20s as like
Losers.
above me. Yeah.
Status, yeah.
Well, at least to me, yeah.
Hey, buddy.
What?
I'm watching
What?
you.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
So we have small talk.
Pretty good little
Small
opening
talk.
there. That was a pre-small talk, small
Yeah,
talk.
Yeah.
I'll talk first because I have something to tell you. I went to
No.
I went to Kent State
I'm joking.
for 2 days.
He's wearing a Kent State shirt.
I am more than that because it matches, right? And I did. Did you do the destination Kent State thing where you go there for 2 days and?
Yes, and it's funny you bring that up.
Oh.
Because right after vacation, I have to do it again because I'm going with Sophie.
That's cool.
Oh, she's going to Kent
She's
State
going
too.
to Kent soon, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
All three.
wait, so and you're like her adult like.
I'm our +1.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's cute. Actually, it's fun. It's a really fun day, and
Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
it's all right, but like my only gripe about it is the fact that there's only one thing you actually need to be there
Yeah,
for,
and it's the
at the
scheduling.
very end,
Right.
which is stupid.
well. Yeah, but for like me and your
understand
social,
all
then there's more
those
things to do. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. If, well, they didn't do it when you went, but they started doing this thing where they have like at the end of the first day, they have a big thing at the rec center. You can just go and like do rock climbing and play like volleyball and all this stuff and go
Oh, that
swimming.
That sounds
It
cool.
was so fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And like, if they do it next year, you can go. You can go. But anyway, it's basically this thing where you go to Kent State and you like you have to schedule your classes, but you also just get the feel what it's like to be at campus. So it was
It's a great campus too.
it's wonderful. I love Kent State, and I think it's funny too. Like people who know about Kent State is like their whole thing is the black squirrels, right?
Right.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it. I've never seen a black squirrel anywhere but Kent State. It's like a rare
Yeah.
enemy that only spawns in that
It's
location.
weird. I don't know why they're only there.
It's-
I saw.
yeah.
I've seen them outside of.
But it's funny. It really feels like a video game where it's like you're going to like an area and has like a rare variant of an enemy
Yeah,
you've
I
encountered
know.
before.
It's weird. It's like
I don't know.
multiple times I've been walking on campus, and even like the deer and stuff. are
Yeah,
just, like,
I saw
human
3 deer
friendly.
while I was there.
And they're like friendly to everybody. Like they don't even like they're not
I know.
as skittish as usual deer.
it's
They'll
like a
just stand there.
beautiful, like natural
like-
area.
what the pigeons? They're like pigeons. They've been around people so long.
Yeah.
They just don't care anymore.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
I want to pick up a pigeon, but I know I'm gonna get like 30,000 diseases
Aren't
from it.
pigeons like technically being considered endangered because of how friendly towards
Yes.
humans
Well,
they are?
no, it's because they're shutting them all down because they're robots. So they've been shutting a lot of them down.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense.
But anyway,
Because the government.
about DKS. So It was really fun. We stayed overnight.
Donkey Kong Surfside up.
I already made that joke. Darn it. No, what did I say? It's like Donkey Kong School.
Donkey Kong School, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But so while I was there, I was like for most of the first day, I was like distraught. Like I was in a really bad mood because because it was just a new experience, right? And I'm like, I was feeling very overwhelmed by everything. And like my mom bought me these new headphones, which are very nice, but like I had a big mental breakdown. I was like, why did you buy those for me? It was not my best moment.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. I was so upset.
How dare you be so nice to me?
It was like, it's your birthday in a few days. Like, you shouldn't be. Whatever. It's your birthday today. So, happy birthday to Luke's mom.
Happy birthday, Luke's
Happy
mom.
birthday, Luke's
Yay.
mom. Even though this episode
it
comes
won't be
out
up by then, but-
afterwards.
Yeah, belated birthday.
But anyway, like, so at the end of the day, like, I was not gonna go to that bash of the Bev thing at the rec center because I was just inconsolable. I just didn't want to go. And then I was going for a walk to kind of clear my head a little bit, and I ran into two of my friends from high school. And I was like, what? And with the only two people in that whole lobby was them. It just happened to be there.
That's
crazy.
And so then we all like hung out until like 11 and went to like Raising Cane's
Did you
and
just
stuff.
go by yourself?
I went with my mom, but
Okay.
but your parent. Well, I guess you won't have to if you don't want to, because some of the parents like stayed there. But like my mom like left and came back the next day.
See, the funny thing is, you're technically supposed to stay overnight there, but they don't.
I know.
You can leave if you really want
I know.
to
Yeah.
come back.
Did
But I
you?
didn't. But
No. Yeah.
I went with my friend, and we did spend the night there, but we left during the day and did something and came back.
Yeah, because you don't have to be there for a lot of it.
Yeah, so I mean, they really have no way of telling if you're actually.
For the times where there wasn't like just a bunch of talking and presentations, it was fun. But there was like probably about like 5 hours of the whole event was just like presentations, which was I didn't like that part of
really
it.
boring.
But
It's
looking
college
back on
for
it,
you.
it was But looking back on it, it was a really good experience. I'm very excited because it's like. Well, because I'm living on campus,
Yeah.
so
Right.
we're gonna have kind of a different experience, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's like everything there is provided,
Yeah.
right? So like I have lunch. Well, I mean, obviously it costs money, but like I'm gonna be in this. My mom said it's almost like a resort, like college is, because it's like you have all this stuff is here for you, just to. Like you don't have to worry about eating. You don't have to worry about
Well, you do
like
have to worry about
having a
eating.
place to. Well, I mean, right, but you don't have to worry
I know
about
what
like,
you're
do I
talking
have food? Like, because at home I was like, oh, I want like goldfish, but we don't have goldfish. But I can just go and get gold. You know what I mean? So.
Probably gonna have to go digital.
Oh yeah, we'll have to go
Podcast.
digital.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
but you'll be there, right? But so we'll figure. I mean,
I'll
obviously,
be there,
obviously
but-
you're not on campus, but
Yeah.
you'll be there. Like I don't have classes on Fridays.
Bring me as a guest.
Yeah, so that's another thing my mom was talking about is that
We should do one episode, just one episode on campus.
yes.
Where would we
Listen,
record this episode?
My mom. So my mom bought me like one of like the plans for like eating, and mine has unlimited meals in the dining hall, but also get 10 guest meals. So what could happen is like maybe you two come, we eat together in the lunch hall, and then we go somewhere to do the podcast.
In Franklin Hall, my building, I'm pretty sure.
You are staying on campus?
No, Franklin Hall is in my building with my
Oh,
classes.
for the classes, okay.
But I'm pretty sure, I'm not fully acquainted with it yet and all the stuff there, but they have like rooms that you can book or whatever, kind of
Right.
like this.
I bet that costs
They're
money, though.
mostly used for editing and stuff, but I'm sure we could.
Or making the things that need to be edited.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we could figure it out. And
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then Hunter get to experience what a college campus is like.
I've been to a college campus before.
Well, for how long? Like,
I don't know.
because like I was there for like probably like a few hours one time with my dad, and then like
And to be fair, even though I don't, like, I commute, but my friend lives on campus, and I spend like the night like at least once a month at his dorm.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to live
Right,
on
right.
campus, and
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much my. I'm sure that'll appeal to a lot of people who want to hear about my college, because today's my graduation party. So I'll tell people like next episode coming out will be about my college.
Wait, is it your graduation party today?
Yeah,
Oh no, I completely forgot.
Wait, when do you move in?
I'm kidding.
August 14th or 15th.
So the next episode won't be when you're on campus.
Well, no, I didn't say that.
That's what you said. You said you're going to tell people your graduation party.
No,
is
the next episode is coming out will be about my experience at DKS, Donkey Kong School.
Okay. So you're dedicating a whole episode to
You
that.
you go to you go to Donkey Kong School and it just starts playing like the do do
Yeah.
do do do.
Yeah.
Boo, 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 boo.
Okay. Hunter, you have a rant, don't you, Hunter?
I have a
Are
big.
you done, Luke? Is
I
that
have
all?
one more thing actually.
One more
Well,
thing?
obviously,
Okay.
people
Get
are
a
gonna-
load of this guy.
People who know my interests know that I'm leaving something to. Why am I not talking about something? Mostly because I want to avoid spoilers. Because I want to do a hangout about it.
Spoilers.
But Delta in chapters 3 and 4, unbelievable. The best best. Like you thought Chapter 2 was good. 3 and 4 are like the best stealth screen you'll ever experience. At least this far, right?
Good.
3 was really really good. It's pretty divisive because so you know how we're talking about all those theories and stuff and like all the patterns people know between 1 and 2. None of that mattered because Chapter 3 and 4 were completely different. Like they did because they followed different. Like the secret bosses were way different.
So chess theory's wrong.
Chess theories was wrong, which is sad. But I want to spoil something so
It's
bad.
not disproven yet,
Let me just
boys.
say, the end of Chapter 3 had the entire community losing their minds because something that no one ever could have predicted happened that like shook everyone basically. And I already showed Hunter it because I didn't want to spoil it for you, but I showed Hunter what it was. Because I thought he
I'm the only one.
Because you're
because
you're gonna be the one playing it. I'm not.
yeah, he would think it was cool. So, because we did we did 2 separate 1 and 2 hangouts. Probably gonna do the same thing with 3 and 4, but 3 is relatively short. So if we play through all of 3 and then maybe start 4, we can do it that way because 4 has a big chunk. I don't know if you remember this, but because we didn't get to do it because we had to always rush the ending of every hangout we did with that. But at the end of every chapter after you leave the dark world, you get to explore the light world, like the town, and talk to people and stuff.
Yeah.
So-
Sans.
Because you had to leave. Yeah. Right, and again, like, I would recommend, there's a video I sent at one point you can watch, or you can even play yourself. It's the first 2 chapters are free, just to get a little bit of a recap. But and it's not that big of a time commitment.
Is Deltarune available on anything other than Switch?
Everything.
Yes,
Available on
everything.
everything.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about the demo, but I don't know about the 1 and 2. The 1 and 2 is available on PC.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I can play that then.
Yeah, and that's like actually the optimal way to play it because you get all the gastery stuff. So yeah, that's exciting. Please go play Deltarune if you haven't yet. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played for only $25.
I'm joking.
$25.
$25.
Music's great, character's great, everything great.
Great.
So,
Great.
yep.
Great. Hunter, what about you? What's not so great?
Yeah.
I have a rant. And no, anyone who thinks I'm defending Nintendo, I am not. I'm just calling out the idiots who just like misinformation and hating on companies because they like to listen to lies. So, yes, Nintendo, big bad guy, but so is every single other company that makes consoles and everything else. And then anyone who thinks that's not true is an idiot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But people like to think that the Switch 2 is so horrendous that you can't even use a different cable on it or it will brick itself. No, it will not. If you use a different charging cable, it will just charge slower because it's a lower voltage, and that's how everything works.
Hunter did his research.
Wait, what? When you use a lower voltage on something, it charges slower?
Yeah, it doesn't break. People are talking about how, I think that kind of spawned from the thing where Nintendo said, like, if you try to use an emulator or whatever, it'll brick the console.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People do not know how to listen to things with their ears. If you try to modify the console, make a modification to the console, and then it will brick itself. Yes, I will say, going to repair it will probably be bad because they might think it's a modification because of Nintendo being the horrible company that it is.
Right.
That I can completely understand that if that bricks, that probably will brick because it's Nintendo and they're greedy.
This is what happens when you listen to things with your nose.
Yeah, so true. With your ears,
But, like,
that's the key.
But it's just like, you people need to understand, yes, hate a company because they're greedy. But if you're going to hate a company, understand what you're hating on.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
Like
just hate on the
Nintendo,
lies.
people are complaining about, oh, the Joy-Cons, they can make the sticks better. PlayStation, Xbox, they do the same thing to you. Are you guys complaining about them? No.
This is actually a really, I feel like this is a good showcase of how Hunter, knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
Xbox and PlayStation have the same kind of like philosophy on modding their consoles too. They the PS3 just got an update recently. A really, really old system that hasn't got an update in years got an update just to stop people from jailbreaking the console.
Whoa, interesting.
But no, Nintendo's the only bad guy.
They don't even make PS3 games anymore.
They don't.
But this is what I mean. Like Hunter could have just so easily been like, I hate Nintendo and keep hitting on it. But he's actually this is cool. This is actually, I like this.
I genuinely do hate Nintendo.
Right,
I'm not a big fan. But the thing is, when I see people complaining about the stuff that they're complaining about, it makes me feel like I'm a Nintendo fan because I'm defending Nintendo. But it's like, if you're be mad at the greedy company all you want, but at least be correct about it.
Yeah, that's so true. I also saw this thing about the Switch 2 where some guy bought it and then like got banned because he like immediately just.
Oh yeah,
smashed
that's
it.
a guy. That's a YouTuber who's known for doing that. He does it
Oh, yeah.
to every single
broke
console.
it.
Yeah, he just like I saw a video of him like just
He's
smashing
like-
it on the sidewalk outside, and he got banned from like he's like the first person banned from that store. I think.
Yeah, like he did this with like every single console.
Yeah, I'm still debating whether or not I'm gonna get a Switch 2 or a PC, but,
But yeah.
I'm leaning more towards PC at this point.
Mind you,
PC. We could play so much more.
I
on
know.
the consoles that the console that I talked about, Sony and like Microsoft and like Xbox and PlayStation that I talked about, the controllers that are better than the normal controllers cost $200. That is almost half the price of the Switch 2. And you're sitting here complaining about the Switch 2. And that's when they make the controllers actually good and that you can
Yeah.
interchange the things. That cost $200. That is $300 less than the normal console, or $250 less than the normal console, depending on which one you're talking about. So stop complaining about Nintendo if you do not know what you're talking about. I understand, hate Nintendo. Nintendo sucks, but so does Sony, so does Microsoft. All companies suck. They're not on your side. And if you think they are, you are stupid.
Yes. Round of applause.
Everyone listen.
I love you guys though. So
This is a PSA. All right, everything Hunter said was pretty true. I think actually that's pretty good.
Working at a certain retail store that has a red logo.
Yeah, two red circles.
Yeah. We surprisingly have a lot of Nintendos in stock. I sound so old when
Nintendos?
I said that.
Yeah.
Nintendos. We have a lot of Switch 2s in stock.
one's
The
bomb.
first day it was they were completely wiped out, and I couldn't even find a console in the wild. But on yesterday, Saturday, right? Yeah. We had plenty of them, and none of them were
Let me
really
know if they
bought
go
up.
on sale. Maybe I'll have to cop that.
Yeah.
I might have to get that one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get one just because one, they're expensive, and two, there's not really anything I want to
Yeah,
play.
I'm the same
mean,
way.
Mario Kart World looks interesting, but yeah.
Yeah.
mean,
Not
yeah.
interesting enough for $80.
I've heard the open world is pretty mid.
Yeah, I
obviously,
heard that
because
too.
There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I'm
Mario Kart game.
my siblings are gonna get Switch 2. They're doing a yard sale where they're gonna save up for one, and I'm like, good for they should do that because that's more their thing. But
Yeah.
for me, it's like I'm gonna get a PC. And if I get a PC, do you think I could put it in my college dorm? I'm just worried about how.
you would have to get it probably. Well, no. Campus has a mail place. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, they do.
where you
I've
can
seen
get
it.
stuff
I've seen the
delivered.
distribution
But
center.
something that big and expensive, I would probably get delivered to your house and then have it like driven over by somebody.
Yeah, that's how I was
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yeah,
that's
you
what I was
definitely
gonna
did
do.
not
I
wanna-
wouldn't risk.
No,
having
yeah,
that
I'm the
stuff
same
there.
way. And how much did you say that one cost that you have?
Around 1,200.
All right, I think if
Yeah.
I save up with my paycheck, I got my
Oh, that's
first
not
big
bad,
paycheck, and it was about like
1,200.
300 something. So I think I should be able to save up.
I think that's about it.
I have small talk, everybody.
What?
He has two.
No.
You held up two fingers.
It's a field goal.
Field
Field goal.
But anyways, so Summer Games Fest was a couple
yeah.
days ago. Crazy. I don't know if you guys know what Summer Games Fest is.
I
think so.
heard about State of Play. Is that
No,
where it was?
It's a different thing.
Oh.
State of Play is PlayStation's like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was wondering. I didn't know if that was related.
This is ran by the same dude that does the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley. And this is basically the new E3. It's an in-person event.
Yay! Maybe we should
Gaming
go to that.
event where they announce like new games and stuff. I'm surprised you guys haven't heard of this actually.
Maybe we should go to that then because we all wanted to go to E3. But
Yeah.
yeah.
We should. Jeff
Dang.
Keighley, being the absolute goat that he is, just announced Resident Evil 9 like it was.
I
no
heard
big deal.
that.
Oh yeah, I heard it. I saw that.
It looks.
Does it have
crazy.
Heisenberg in it? Probably not. He's
No,
dead.
he's dead.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's.
Is it Ethan Winters?
It's disconnected. No, it's
No,
not
Ethan
anymore.
Winters' story is concluded.
It's back in Raccoon City. I'm pretty sure from what
Back
we
in
saw.
Rack.
Back in the.
I want to play those games so bad, but they're
Yeah.
so like poorly.
Well, see, the nice thing is
What?
that now that they just announced this game on Steam, all of the games, every single Resident Evil is on sale. I think I bought 7, the original Resident Evil, and the Resident Evil 2 remake for $20.
Well, I would, but the
Honestly?
problem is that they're the cloud versions, so they're gonna run terribly
On PC?
on Switch. But
Oh. Well, I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
say, a good thing you could do is if you wanted to, you could just make a Steam account now and then
I have
buy
a
the
Steam
games while
account.
they're on sale.
I have a Steam account.
And then
Yeah,
just
then
have
just
them
buy
in
the
your
games on
library.
sale.
And once you have your PC, then you'll have
I suppose, and then that would hold me accountable. Well, so are the ones on the PC the cloud versions? You have to play on like a server.
No, I think they're the actual games that you own.
That's intriguing.
Like the most Resident Evil 4 remake, which like just came out like a couple years ago.
Well, that one's not cloud.
That one's half off
Really?
right now because all the games are on sale.
Maybe but the problem, we'll see.
Like most of them are like $5.
The one I want to play the most is Resident Evil 8 because it has Heisenberg, but and Lady Dimitrescu.
That's the only one I didn't get because I played it not that long ago. Like I'm pretty familiar with it. But
but yeah, those games look so good to me. But I've always had like troubles with like being able to play them because they're also whatever.
But that's exciting. Dying Light, The Beast. Whatever it's called.
I'm so excited for
it got a new trailer. It looks
It did?
awesome. Yeah, it did. It was at Summer Games Fest. Yeah.
Dang it.
It's got like a whole new trailer.
That's who it is.
Looks pretty good. There's a first-person shooter horror game that looks crazy. It looks really scary and really cool.
I've never heard a first-person shooter horror game.
Yeah.
So how unique.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Are there a whole lot? I mean,
Yeah, of course.
I mean, Resident Evil is kind of
Yeah.
I think it's
Third person.
I think if you watch the trailer, you'd understand why it's being labeled that. Though
I
it's a
see.
little more into the first-person shooter aspect.
I see. Oh, that's kind of cool. Then.
Yeah, but
I liked. I don't know if it was. I think they got a new trailer recently. But there's like a first-person shooter game that's like in the style of like the old Mickey Mouse cartoons called Mouse. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I have.
That looks really cool to
that
me.
Does look cool.
I feel like there was some news about it recently, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But yeah, Summer Games Fest was really cool. I don't know if this is No, this isn't the first year they've done it. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Maybe they've been doing it a lot, but like it just got popular because E3 shut down.
Yeah.
Well, E3 shut down a long time ago.
That's
Yeah.
true.
so I don't know.
It might have been because of they started doing it maybe because of E3.
Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities. We'll do more research. We're not just gonna start guessing.
I mean, it was great showcase. Really cool.
That's cool.
Some cool games.
Well, I can put that on my
coming out.
bucket list now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. That's about all.
That was
my small talk.
guys. That was a good small talk.
That
Like,
was a good
we
small
all did
talk.
it
Yeah.
very structured and like very like just
Very good. Lots of interesting things to talk about.
Yeah.
Now we get to go into very unstructured nostalgia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because nostalgia is unstructured. You don't feel it back in those good old times.
Yeah.
But
But you
once
feel it
you're
now.
older and you feel it then.
The first thing I think of when I think of nostalgia is that Donkey Kong game for the Wii.
Yeah.
Like every time I think of that, because that was like one of the first games I really ever played and got into. Like,
I mean, we can talk about nostalgic
Honestly,
games first.
well,
if you want to structure it, we can
well, yeah,
talk about
it's-
I think my first nostalgic experience ever was being born.
yeah,
probably.
such a good day, dude.
Isn't it crazy that like there was a point in time where you just didn't exist?
Yeah,
That's a weird.
I think about it
thing
all the
about
time, and
that,
it's
dude.
funny.
Yeah.
it's funny.
It's just like, what a guy.
No,
Yeah.
not no.
Wasn't a guy.
What a sorry,
was not a
what a not guy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a girl. Well, actually, no, we were girls at one point in our lives.
What?
Wait,
You know what, that's
Hold on,
not-
what?
Wait, no, when you're in the womb, you begin as a girl, then you become.
I didn't
become
know
a
that.
man.
I might have to do some
In the
research.
Well, at
womb.
one point, you are a girl because you have XX chromosomes and you become XY, depending.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you have
It's
to
weird.
prove yourself in the womb. to
No,
become a man.
it just happens.
Did
It's
Hunter
just
just
weird.
like learn a lot of things? Like I've never
I
heard him talk about
know.
science like this before.
No, it's just basic science.
Okay.
Just basic
Anyway,
chemistry.
yeah. So I was talking about the
Idiot.
Donkey Kong. Because for me, so I played that in the hospital when I had that tube running down my throat.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
every time I think about that game, I like remember what it feels like to have that feeling of the tube in my throat.
Oh.
And nothing else
Great.
gives me that feeling.
Yeah.
And even when my sister had it, I didn't. Well, there was one time where I remember what it felt like, but
Mm-hmm.
for most part, it's only that game. Every time I think about it, I'm just like,
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
a good game, so I don't care.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't know why I completely forgot the reasoning behind the tube down your throat. I was just like, why the
I couldn't
fuck
eat. I had to have. a
Why
tube
did
down
I
my
was
throat.
like I was so confused. I'm like, why did Bro just have a tube? That's what it was playing
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, so it's so I could eat and game at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like. I
That's
like
the ultimate Redditor
Yeah,
setup. You know?
I
Got the-
purposefully shut my throat so that I had
Yeah.
to do that.
got the bucket under the chair
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Asmongold.
Mhm, Yeah. Yeah.
and the tube
Mhm.
running around.
Yes.
Wrapping around.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Crash Bandicoot games are
Oh,
my
yeah.
nostalgia, the originals. There's also this one game though. I don't know if I've ever talked about it before. Hello, everybody. It was called Pac-Man. What was it? Pac-Man World or something.
Oh yeah, that's on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that game is so nostalgic. I played that so much when I was a kid.
It sounds sad right
And-
now.
yeah.
I keep wanting to get it, but I'm like,
So this is like an example of nostalgia, kind of how you mentioned how when you play that game
Yeah.
that you can feel that
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
So back when I played this, there was this like pirate section of the game where there were these parrots that would like squawk and stuff. But also in my living room, this was back when my parrot was still alive. What is that?
It's the song. Sorry.
What song?
The song we had as our.
Na, na,
Oh.
It's the song we had in our
Talking about your
background
parrot,
one time.
and it got really sad.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, parrot. That's dead now.
Yeah.
But anyways,
It's the Evil Morty theme.
yeah. I was absolutely scared,
Or maybe-
petrified of this parrot. I had
Yeah.
like a phobia of him for some reason.
Of your pet parrot?
Of his, yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, pretty much.
I was absolutely scared of him.
This is the song that would play.
Yeah, and he was in the living room while I was always playing this game, and these parrots would squawk, and then he heard that, and his squawks sounded exactly like that, so it started to freak me out to the point where I couldn't figure out if it was him squawking or if it was the birds, because the birds would be louder because they were on the TV right in front of me, but then I'd hear that and I'd be like, is he right here?
Oh
what
my
is going
gosh.
on? It's just like
The
a
song
little...
is so fitting for this story.
I know. It was just...
It's so creepy.
Yeah, it was very...
So you're playing the game like,
Yeah, pretty much.
like nervous the whole time.
The pirate section of...
Is that the first part of the game? I remember watching like a gameplay of it when it came out.
No, I'm pretty sure it's pretty late in the game, but... Yeah, the pirate section of Pac-Man World is like, it brings back some haunting memories.
That's funny.
La,
la. That's the song that plays when you're in that section.
Yeah. But overall, I love that game growing up.
Yeah. I always just like when sometimes when I get in moods where I just want to play a certain type of game and I'm like I want to play a 3D platformer and I go look on the eShop and I always see that game I'm like that looks interesting, but then I'm like I don't know, maybe one day I'll pick it up and then we'll see. But
it probably wasn't very good.
It'll have to be
but,
on sale.
you know.
Well, they made a remake of it and it got like a lot of high praise, so maybe they're just people who are nostalgic. Like
Yeah.
but yeah. Like those games. Oh, I just realized that you also had an experience with birds in games. Remember my Crash Bandicoot where there was the bird. I mean, the only time I ever raged was when playing the slippery climb level, and there was
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Birds in games are just not a good mix.
No, not usually. No.
No.
What about you, Hunter? Do you have a nostalgic game?
Kind of. I mean, I've got a couple nostalgia games. I have what's it called? Resistance, Fall of Man, and like the Resistance games.
Oh yeah, it's such a childhood game.
Yeah, they're my childhood games because that's what I was
Killing
playing.
blood zombies. And,
Actually, they're not zombies. They're superhumans. Actually, they're aliens that turn humans into them. They're called
shake their
chimeras. And they try to kill humanity.
Oh.
That's why it's called. Guess what the game is called? Fall of Man. Nope, it's called Fall of Man. Because they're killing.
See, Hunter, I remember having this conversation before, but Hunter had a very different like childhood from me. Like I played all like the fun little Happy Nintendo games, but he played like Call of Duty.
I
and stuff.
played Call of Duty, Resistance, Fall of Man, and the other Resistance games. Mortal Kombat. And then it's funny because in the next games that I played was Skylanders.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, and I have a lot of nostalgia
I'm
for
getting
that.
back into my fix of the Skylanders.
That is an example of a game I'm nostalgic for that isn't actually good.
Skylanders.
I still love the games.
I don't know. Wrong.
I don't know. It's just there's something about them.
I mean, yeah, again, it is a nostalgia fact. I think if I played them again, I'd have a great time.
I think it's more of the fact that
I could play them. I have an Xbox now. I could replay them.
I think the reason why I'm having I have nostalgia for them still is because it's like the first of the games that I played that wasn't just like shoot guy.
Right.
Like it's just shooters. Like that game was like an actual just normal like childhood game that most kids probably
that
play
game
when
is
they're younger.
It's weird because like you can as an as like now I'm old I would say as an adult and I was like I can't say that but I can because I am an adult. What the heck? As an adult looking back on it, like I realized that like the level design was all kind of based around like if you bought enough Skylanders basically. So like there's like a door in every there was some doors and levels that was like you have to have a certain type of Skylander to get into this door. So like I'll have to go out and buy that Skylander. So it was like the level design just came down to like having this certain Skylander. You know what I mean?
Well,
so it
that's
was all
why
money.
I had that's why I got some of those Skylanders recently. Which I think I sent the picture, but if you want me to resend it, I can send it to you again.
Yeah.
But I got 3 Skylanders recently.
How much? Did
3
they
new
cost?
ones. The other 2 they're like $12. or,
Really?
like, something. Yeah.
That's probably sell for big money now.
Well, because the ones that I just got them like they're not new. Because newer ones cost way more.
Do they still make Skylanders?
No,
No,
they don't.
I bet if I sold all those Skylanders I have in my basement, I'd be able to have a PC.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, I'm trying
There's
to.
one that I know.
I'm still trying to buy them from you. So.
Well, I know, but it would probably be like thousands of dollars. I have to go online and calculate like the value of each one
Yeah.
because.
But yeah, when they're new, like when they're still in box, they can sell for like so much more money. Like,
That is
they're,
true.
like they're like in the 30s or whatever.
All of mine
Some
are-
Skylanders can even sell for like the 30s, even though with even like just as figures by themselves.
All of mine are in good condition except for one that has its horn broken off.
Yeah.
So that one I probably would charge you more for because it's rare.
No.
There's
Yeah.
only one of those in the world that
But
has
yeah,
its horn broken.
I got 2 new Skylanders never owned before, and then one Skylander that I owned before because it comes in the starter pack, which
Give me flashbang.
anyone knows about the
Just give everyone-
Skylanders.
No.
It's the Fire Knight
make up Skylanders
Blast
names.
Zone, but I bought 2 more. I got 2 new ones recently.
That would be such a fun hangout. Like Austin coming to our house and just seeing all these weird things and just we should do that. That'd be a really funny hangout.
What?
Just see, like Austin comes over and experiences Skylanders.
Yeah.
Just to see how ridiculous it is.
But yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
I've
be
never played it.
Yeah,
they'll be
so
showed up on
funny.
screen. But
Chaos's mom.
there's 2 new ones, and there's one old one that I had to rebuy because I lost the bottom half of him, and I don't know where the bottom half is. So I
Yeah,
was like,
so-
why not buy a new one since I didn't know where to buy a bottom half for
I'm
him?
gonna explain to Austin here how this. So this guy, there's like 5 games. Oh well, there's
Yeah.
6 if you count the
There's-
Imagine.
I understand the concept. You set it down on the thing.
Right.
And then
Whatever.
it die.
But
Yeah.
there's 5 games. The first one was just regular. The second one was called Giants, or there's like they had these special big Skylanders, and then it got a little wacky. So then there's
Okay.
Swap Force, where like there was like these swap characters that could like you could take their legs and put them on different characters like top
That's
half.
pretty cool.
Yeah, except for that money is the problem. But yeah, so you could like swap them around, and then like Trap Team was like you could like after you beat a boss, you like put a trap in the portal and you could play as the bosses.
See, I think the concept of Skylanders is cool, but I think you should be given everything you need to play the game when you buy the game.
Right, and it's
So I
already-
feel-
No, actually, you are. For the most part, you are.
Yeah, but it's like if you want to get all the secret stuff, you have to get all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And for me and my brother, it was like my Jishi would take us once a week to Toys R Us, and we would get a new. Wait, not Toys R Us, not even around anymore. But you would
That's
get.
nostalgic.
It is. It kind of is. It's-
I do like now that it's summer, I just realized that we haven't really been talking about this enough, but we need to start like planning some hangouts. And I think we should go maybe to Hunter's house or maybe my house if I get it clean and do a Skylanders hangout.
Yeah.
Because that
Wait,
would
which
be
Skylanders games do you
so
have?
fun. I have Swap Force and Trap Team. I have to find them. I'm sure I
Dang
have them somewhere.
I only have I have Swap Force, Trap Team, Imaginators,
I have Superchargers
and
as well.
Superchargers. So I have all of those.
you
I just
wait,
don't
which
have
is-
Spyro's Adventures.
You don't have
Engine.
Trap Team?
I do.
Yeah, Swap
I have
Force?
Swap Force, which was my first ever.
Which one?
Skylanders
Which
game.
one would we play?
I think Swap Force because I just like the thought of seeing him play Swap Force for the
See,
first time.
so also like the thing about these games is that they were so like written in my brain that like
But-
like you know that voice whenever I'm like level up, like that's all from
Yeah.
Skylanders.
Yeah.
And like what's the other one when it introduces their names? It's like the Gulper.
Oh,
It
yeah,
says their
the
names.
Gulper.
Yeah, it's like it's so deep rooted in my brain because I have so much nostalgia for it. But it's like, it's just a silly, goofy game now. Like
But the issue is it's a 2-player game.
that's okay. We can.
So-
it's called. We can just swap controllers.
Yeah.
It can
Swap
be. It can be
board.
like Austin plays the whole time. He's never played before. Then you and I can like go back and forth each level or something like that.
I think I should play first, or actually, what's whoever goes.
I don't care. I mean, I haven't played.
But
in
the
years.
the only issue though is that I have with that is
Well, why don't we
I
plan
don't
this later?
have,
Because
well, I don't have 2 controllers.
I do not. I have I have one, and you
well-
have one, and combined we have 2.
We play different consoles now.
We do.
I have PS3. You have Xbox.
What the bump? Wait, but you have a PS5.
Oh, okay. So
No,
before we
not
can
anymore, I don't. I have an
before we can
Xbox.
even play the games, I'll have to get a new controller and a new port. Actually,
Are you enthralled in this conversation, Media Junkies?
Yeah. Well, I hope
sorry,
so.
sorry. I just I
We'll
really want to
plan it.
talk
It's gonna
about
take a
it 'cause I
lot of.
love
It's
it.
gonna be take a lot of planning, but I
But
want to
yeah,
do this.
I gotta get a second controller
find
and
this
I gotta
Skylanders
get a new portal because I don't know where my Spot Force portal is.
I think I do. Well, you can use the old portals, can't you? Or the new portals in the old games.
No, you can't use new portals. If you use Trap Team, you can use Trap Team's portal all the way up to like Imaginators, but you can't use it down.
Oh, okay.
If you get
I
Spyro,
can never remember which one it.
if you can use Spyro's portal, you can use Spyro's portal in every single game.
Okay. Well, either way, that's Skylanders. It's
That's
pretty
Skylanders.
silly game, but
Pretty cool.
that is
game.
definitely a big nostalgia thing.
I
for
love
me.
them. I don't care if they're bad. I know they're bad, but I still love them
Yeah.
to the bottom of my heart.
You know, the only thing that was good about them, I know I can talk about this forever, but was the
Yeah, I
boss
know.
fights. Like the boss fights were like some of the greatest boss fights in any like 3D platformer ever,
Really?
but everything else was just bad. Like it's so weird how like it's like just like attacks going all over. It's almost like Undertale. Like the attacks going all over the screen. You gotta like dodge. Like it's really cool.
We could probably beat the game in like a night.
Yeah, we could. But anyway, what's next? We did games.
Yeah, we did games. What about like nostalgic shows?
Phineas and Ferb.
What about
What?
I have more small talk. I forgot about it.
Okay,
my
you want to
gosh.
do an end of the episode small
Well,
talk?
actually, because this ties into what I just said,
Okay.
which was Phineas and Ferb.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you
Go
remember.
for it. The reboot, yeah. Or
The
extra
reboot
season,
came
whatever
out
it is.
June 5th. The first 10 episodes.
So good?
Amazing.
Really?
I feel like it feels, everyone's saying this, like it feels like nothing changed. Like we just picked up right where we left
Really?
off. It's the same, like, Dr. Doofenperry, like it's so good. And like I just cannot wait to keep watching because like even as like an adult, that show is just so brilliant. It's so funny.
Well, that's good because I heard a lot of skepticism around whether the new season was going to be good or not.
I mean, it's just like, and because you know, maybe people are like, oh, the reboots. I hate reboots because they always change too much. This changes nothing. The only thing that changes is Ferb's voice, and he only talks about once per episode, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And another thing, you know, they kind of theme song like "There's 104."
Yeah.
At the beginning, it goes, "There's another 104," because like the second summer.
yeah.
So it almost feels like the chapter 2. It's like the second part because it's
Right.
like it starts with them all like leaving school for like the second, for like the last year.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Interesting. Cool.
So good.
Yeah. Well, my favorite cartoon of all time is Regular Show.
Oh really? I didn't know that about
Yes. I
Ooh.
freaking
Oh,
love
yeah.
that show.
you. Whoa.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Get that passion out of
Yeah.
here. Out of here.
Man, I've watched every episode of that show multiple times. It's just so good. It's so funny.
It's just a regular show.
I mean, it is just a regular show.
I wouldn't say all that.
Lots of nostalgia around that.
Isn't it like rated like mature or like?
No,
No.
it's
probably
PG 13,
Yeah.
but they do get
It
away with
tears,
a lot.
doesn't it? I've heard.
Yeah,
Well, every cartoon does.
there are a lot of jokes in the show that I'm like, how in the world did Cartoon Network let them?
Aren't they
air that?
rebooting
Well-
like the Unbelievable World of Gumball? Amazing. World
The
of
Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The reboot of that is coming out soon, but I have heard there's
I'm
a
excited for
reboot of
that.
Regular Show in the works.
Regular show.
And I'm not really that excited because
They
I don't
edited
think it
it
really
out.
needs one. But
I mean, because for me, like, with Phineas and Ferb, like I guess it didn't need one, but like. Well, because the thing that I always said about it, because like you still see memes to this day of people singing the songs and they like I saw an interview where Dan Poffenmeyer was like, he was like, it just made sense because everybody still loves the show 10 years after it was over, and he was
Right.
like, he was like, why not just keep making more? And like
Yeah.
to me, this is one of the most like wholesome and faithful like reboots ever because it's just like it's exactly what the fans want.
they also seem very dedicated to what they do because
Yes.
I saw like an ad for the new season and it was like a whole song that they had made and it was like really good.
Well,
They-
yeah. Have you ever watched Phineas and Ferb?
I've seen a little tiny bit.
Every episode has a song, and like they're all so good.
Yeah.
Like the music in that show is super good.
Platypus controlling.
Yeah, right.
Underneath
and,
the
and,
table.
like
It's a
I
platypus
can, like,
controlling.
I have a playlist on my phone of the best Phineas and Ferb songs.
He's talking about the government.
yeah.
I'll have to watch it sometime.
Yeah, you should. Just like you don't even have to watch them in order because I have every episode like memorized pretty much like where they are like everything. But now I have more
What
episodes
happens in episode 2?
of what of season 1. Well, there's a difference between the Disney Plus and the on-demand version, but
Omni-Man.
on-demand version. Because as a kid, I watched all like
How many seasons are there?
there's 5 seasons now, but there's gonna be 6, but it ended on the 4th season.
Wait, so they're doing this season that's coming out is 5, and then they're doing another one?
Yeah, which probably will be next year. They released the first. I think they're gonna release the second half of the season at the end of summer. They haven't
Do
confirmed
they have a lot
anything
of
yet,
episodes
but
per season? or-
20 episodes per season for the new one. So there's gonna be
Okay.
40 new episodes of Phineas and Ferb, which is just like between that and Deltarune, like I feel like I'm being very tailored to right now.
That was one thing about Regular Show that really peeved me sometimes is like they're very inconsistent with how many episodes could be in a season. Like there would be one season that was like 10 episodes and then the next season would be like 60.
There are a lot of shows that are like, and I never
Yeah.
got why. Like,
I don't know. Well, usually the pilot season is like shorter, obviously, because they don't have a budget yet, and it's just like
yeah, like Office.
yeah,
the
like,
epic Office.
There'll be like 7 episodes or something,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That show was just really inconsistent. It was weird, but gosh, I love
It was
the show.
irregular.
It was
oddly
irregular,
enough.
yeah.
I think the reason I don't think that regular show should get a reboot is because I feel like they already ended the show.
They did. They
Well,
ended the show.
like, they already ended
and
it.
everyone is like an adult and has a family and stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
You know,
What
I don't
more
really
do you
want
have
to
to
see
do?
anything else.
Well, I will say they did the same thing with Phineas and Ferb. So
Mhm.
what was different? So the last episode was like they were all like just singing a song and being like, all right, that was the end of summer, last day of summer, and then they like left or whatever. But they also did like an episode, like a few episodes before that, which is like a flash forward to where they're all going to college and like Phineas and Isabella have a little smoochy and then like everything's happening. Like Ferb and you know who Vanessa is, like Doofenshmirtz's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ferb and Vanessa are like a couple, and they're like in like a yellow sports car, and like they're like they're both like total like like a
Nice.
sunglasses, leather jackets.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Ferb was
So
so,
and
like-
people were like, so how are they gonna keep going? They're gonna go off that storyline, but like no, they just like they don't even like it doesn't even have to be like a consistent story. It's just like they just did more Phineas and Ferb, and that's what people wanted.
I love the episode when they're in Paris.
Yeah. In the
And he-
city of love.
And Phineas is just talking about all the reasons why, like, a guy and a girl in the city of
And
love.
Isabella's like,
Then it's just like, huh? Who would have known?
yeah.
Just like,
and,
well,
and the Ferb is with Vanessa on like a motorcycle. They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And she's like what? She's like 16, 17.
Yeah.
And he's like 10. It's so funny.
Yeah. Nice.
It's such a good show, dude. And it's like it just gets better with age, you know.
Yeah.
That's a big nostalgia thing for me. Gravity Falls a little bit, but I didn't watch
Yeah.
Gravity Falls until I was a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't watch it that much. Like, I guess I did, but it wasn't. It's not really a nostalgia.
I didn't watch it
show.
as it came out. I watched it like a few
Yeah,
years
no, I
later.
watched it when it was finished, but
People, that show is what I think that should not get a reboot. Even if everyone wants more episodes, I think that it would feel insincere. Because
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
make any
it
sense.
ended on such like I see how it could be like the second like summer they go back to Gravity Falls or whatever, but I feel like it would I feel like they couldn't make enough.
It wouldn't make any sense
Like
because
literally the end of the world almost happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
the whole
Yeah.
point of the show was that they were figuring out, like Dipper was just figuring out what's going on in Gravity Falls,
and they
and it
figured
wouldn't
it
make
out.
any sense for them to go back knowing everything. And
there's a Journal 4. What?
wait, Bill Cipher's back
do
again?
we think there'll ever be another season? Because with the Book of Bill and everything, it really seems like Alex, whatever his name is, wants-
Hirsch.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, this is a bit of a detour.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Hirsch commented everywhere on June 3rd. He commented everywhere. Deltarune tomorrow.
Really?
That's so cool.
And that like, Gravity Falls and Deltarune like
yeah.
makes sense, right?
Mm.
So Alex Hirsch is a big Toby Fox fan.
Toby Fox and Alex Hirsch kiss live on
Yeah.
television.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like if they do make a new season of Gravity Falls, it's gonna be a completely different show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be following Stan and Stan.
That'd be cool.
Well, because Bill Cipher, it just seems like Alex Hirsch wants us to know that Bill Cipher isn't dead for some reason. Like
What
he's
do you
just
mean?
like that.
yeah,
he
'cause
didn't
at the
die
end-
at the end of the show. Like
He was made into stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean that was like his physical form, but
Oh, true.
I don't know.
Listen, it's Bill Cipher. He's
Oh,
like-
and they did leave a, like, I guess they've explained a little bit in Journal 3, but like the axolotl stuff. You remember that? With the
Well,
verses.
in-
If he verses, he's like, hey, I look so too well, or whatever.
in
That's
the,
kind of
in the
creepy.
Book of Bill, he also talks to Axolotl.
Mhm.
He goes more in depth. But I feel like, again, if they make a show about, if they make a new Gravity Falls, it's going to be about Stan and Stan's life, like before Gravity Falls. Yes, they gave us the story of it already, but that was like a one episode thing, and I feel like there's so much
Yeah.
more they can expand upon.
True. I also say that the new Deltarune chapters, like the way the theories are going to work is going to be a lot different now because we have so much more that I think it's going to feel a lot like Gravity Falls because there's a lot of like codes now and a lot of like more like the mysteries are less ambiguous, I should say. So I feel like Alex Hirsch, like actually like it makes sense for him to be a Deltarune fan because the way that they're thought about and like the ciphers and the codes and they're very similar.
Yeah.
Bill Cipher, ciphers. What about Yo
Bill
Gabba
Cipher,
Gabba?
W.D. Gaster, what?
Yo Gabba Gabba.
I never watched
Oh
that
my
show.
gosh. Dude,
Dude.
In
That
what
show-
kind of way? Oh my gosh.
that show is so nostalgic that I didn't even. Well, don't get me wrong. I kind of probably don't like it, but it was always on, and
Yeah.
it was just the strangest show.
Yep.
Have you
What is
seen
it about?
anything?
No.
It's like
Also, by the way, it's almost
There's
10:30.
a robot. There's a pink.
pink girl,
like,
and there's
with a
this dude with an afro. Basically,
There's
so-
a yellow robot. There's a
Yeah.
pink girl with like a little flower in her head. Well, it's not like an actual girl. It's like a monster thing.
But
But there's a
every-
green monster.
But everything, it's not animated or anything. Everything is like
Real life.
They're people, but they're wearing like these life-size built suits. Like the robot, for example, it's a dude in something that looks
Is it
like
live action?
a cardboard.
Yes.
Kinda, yeah, it is.
Actually,
And,
some
a
episodes
cardboard
weren't.
kind of suit, and I don't even know. Did the episodes even have plots? Like, what was the show really about?
Oh, that green one looks very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's the guy from Blue's Clues.
They had I think they had morals to them, like most kids shows did.
Yeah.
Like there was something like, oh, this guy was mean to this character,
Don't smoke
and then they
weed.
learn, and they learn how to resolve it. I don't remember exactly. It's been so long since I've
They
watched
had
it.
like songs and stuff, right? That was the point of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It was like a play. It was almost like a play kind of thing.
Oh,
but,
okay.
oh yeah, that weird orange thing. Yeah, I don't like him.
It's creepy looking.
Yeah, that show is very nostalgic though. Very one of the first shows I think I've ever seen.
You know what
actually.
show I think will never...
Backyardigans?
Oh, Sesame Street's pretty nostalgic.
I've never
Yeah.
watched Backyardigans.
Never watched that either.
Nope.
I was
Never seen it.
because like
Wonder Pets.
Wonder
Nope.
Pets.
Nope. What is Wonder
I know
Pets?
Wonder Pets.
What the heck is Wonder
You're
Pets?
freaking disgusting.
It's like a show. It's weird. It's all. It's like. Would you say
It's
it's
animals
animated?
that are it's like live action animals, but they're not.
Yeah, it's like live action animals in a animated world.
Okay, so it's really weird to explain.
Yeah, just show me.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
Let
seen
me see.
that
Let me
before.
see it. Get the
They're not-
nostalgia. Oh yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not live action, but they're I think they took pictures of the animals and then put their
Yeah.
heads into
So like stop motion almost.
to
Yeah.
make them anthropomorphic and so they can walk around and stuff like that. Other than the duck, because obviously ducks are already anthropomorphic.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They
Was
are.
that a guinea pig next to
yeah,
it?
ducks are standing up.
Oh, I see what you mean. So
Wait, does anthropomorphic mean standing up?
anthropomorphic means like they're like animals that have like human qualities.
Oh, then I guess not.
Like
it's
Courage the
standing up.
Cowardly Dog, like how he's like, "Ah," and like
Yeah.
doing stuff.
Well, they also
Um,
talk, so technically yes.
Yeah, I
it's
guess yeah.
anthropomorphic.
But anyway, so like as a kid, like I was very much like a Disney kid because like my mom used to babysit these kids and all they watched was Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and she like didn't. She got so tired of it that she wouldn't let us watch it.
Yeah.
But so I don't really. So like I never watched SpongeBob. But Wonder Pets I watched at my grandma's house because she thought I was the cutest thing ever, and she was like, "I want you guys to watch it."
I think
freaking
man,
love Wonder Pets.
SpongeBob is one of the first shows I remember being at my grandma's house and watching like the first couple episodes on like VCR.
Like the first episodes.
Yeah, like season 1.
Really?
Yeah, like
That's cool.
watching that on
Yeah.
like the VHS or whatever.
They
Yeah.
rebooted Wonder Pets. Sorry. It's
Oh wow.
I don't like that.
like a snake now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, that's like. Well, I've seen the first episode.
Another show. This is probably before your guys' time.
I'll be almost out of time. I feel like we've been talking for
We are
Listen,
almost
bro,
out of
you're
time.
one,
Jeez,
but-
you're 1 year older than
Okay
me.
then. Okay then you've seen this then.
Maybe.
Have you heard of or seen Fraggle Rock?
Oh yeah,
I don't know
I've
if
heard
I
of.
watched
That is probably the most nostalgic
It's
show
It's like
of all time
Muppets,
for me.
kind of.
Kind of. I just remember there was like this
Fraggle?
dude that lived in like this basement and like they couldn't go in the basement because there was like a monster or something, and it made me so scared
yeah,
of my own basement.
I'm the same. So much of my nostalgia comes from like being freaked out by there's an episode of Sesame Street where I don't remember, but they were like walking upstairs or something, and like they kept peeking in rooms, and there was a room with like a green guy who would like yell at them, and I like couldn't do it. Like I was.
I don't
like,
even know what you're talking about, but that does sound weird.
I don't remember what it was. It was a Bert and Ernie episode. Every time because like it would just like whatever. Like the episodes would just randomly play on like
Okay.
on cable, right?
Yeah.
Probably one more more
Okay,
thing.
well, hold on. And every time that one came on, when I saw them, like that episode start up, I would like leave the room and there was also like I think a centipede that would crawl around, or like a big like, caterpillar or something that would crawl around.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I have to look it up later, but that freaked me out.
One last thing.
Yes.
Franklin the Turtle.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch that?
No.
I thought that was Winnie the Pooh.
No, you ever?
No, not Winnie the Pooh. Wait, that show was called Franklin the Turtle. I thought he was a side character in the greater scheme of the show. I can't remember what show it was.
There's a turtle in Winnie the Pooh.
No, it wasn't Winnie the Pooh. It was a different show, but I don't think it was called Franklin the Turtle. I think it was a character
you're
in a
thinking
show.
of
Oh, it's just called Franklin. Sorry, it's just Franklin.
that's a turtle from what's that
Well,
show called?
he's not the main character, right?
No, it's what's that show?
The show is literally called Franklin.
Right, but I think that's a spin-off.
Yeah,
that's-
there's another show that he's a side character in.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I don't
what's-
know, but this is
Arthur.
No, it's not
No,
Arthur.
not Arthur.
Not
No, This is
Arthur?
literally a show about Franklin.
Right,
the
but I think
turtle.
it's a spin-off of a different show.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It was made in 1990.
It was an Arthur though, wasn't it?
Hold on.
I swear.
What is Franklin the Turtle a spin-off of? It's not a spin-off?
Yes, I know. I told you.
What?
It's not a spin-off. It's its own show.
The bear, right? I thought the little bear.
No, it's a completely different show.
The Berenstein Bears?
The little
It's a
bear,
book
what
series.
you're thinking of, is a completely different from whatever
What in
Franklin
the
is.
heck? Well, we have to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Oh, it was a crossover. There was a
Yeah.
crossover. I only ever saw the crossover. So I thought
Oh, you missed Spider.
I see.
Must be
I feel like I remember this, but I don't know.
That's the best episode of Game Grumps.
I feel like I remember it, but I don't know. Well,
Okay, goodbye.
probably should end this. So in 3, 2, 1.
Peace out, Media Junkies.
You gotta wa-